Hey guys, what's going on? I wanted to talk to any of you guys that are looking to get with a fleet owner, try to give you a few things to be mindful of, to be looking for. A lot of drivers, when they go into getting signed up with a fleet owner, they just are looking for a job. They're just desperate for a job, just want a job, need a job, and they just call the fleet owner, talk with the fleet owner about a few things. Then they're told, go to orientation, your van will be there, and off you go. That's not the way you want to do it. There's too many horror stories, on the fleet owner side and the driver side. This one here, I'm just talking from the driver's perspective as far as how to cover your butt if when you separate ways, they try to take money from you and whatnot. You need to be very, very thorough on what you're doing. First thing I'd suggest is having a contract with the fleet owner. And when you get that contract, make sure you read through it very thoroughly. Make sure you know everything. If you have any questions about any single thing on that contract, be sure to talk with that fleet owner about it. Or even, if you have the money, get with an attorney. Or if not, talk with some other drivers and whatnot that have some experience out here and, see if that makes sense, what's being asked of you. Obviously, in that contract, there's going to be pay rate involved, money that you're going to be expected to pay if you do certain deadheading or taking time off, or maybe certain bonuses, things of that nature. There's going to be all those things are going to be in that contract, and if they're not, you want them to be in that contract. You want to make sure you know what your rate is, what you're expected to make when that van is moving, sitting, deadheading, whatever it may be. You need to know what you're supposed to be making. Don't just go out there and think just because you're driving, you have a driving position, that you're making money. That's not the case. You need to know as far as do you get all the accessorials? Do you get things such as hand unload, second stops? Who gets that money? Is it all going to the owner? Is it being split with the owner? Things of that nature. Deadhead pay, fuel surcharge pay. Is that considered in with the line haul pay? You just need to know what you're getting bottom line when that van is getting paid. When you pick up the van, make sure you take pictures of everything in there. Take a video, turn the camera on your phone, take a video, walk around the van, look at each tire, look at the bumpers, headlights, every single light. Do the same thing on the inside of the van. Any little slightest blemish you see in that vehicle, contact the fleet owner, make them aware of it, and ask them to sign off on it. Write something up, add it onto the contract, or make something up new, have them sign it, get it notarized if you have to. Seems like a pain in the ass when all you want to do is get to work, but it's gonna save your ass in the long run if you end up with the wrong fleet owner. Because if you get with the wrong fleet owner, when you part ways, you're probably not going to see hardly any of your money that you have owed to you. They're gonna say that you did this, you did that, you left it this way, you left it here. If you videotape all that stuff, record all that stuff, take pictures, have the owner sign off on it. There's no discrepancies then, And if you end up missing it, again, that might just be your shit you have to take because you missed it. That's why I suggest being extremely thorough when signing on with the fleet owner and taking possession of that van. That van, you're basically, although you're not paying money for it, you're basically renting that van. So it's going to be the same scenarios if you went to rent a house or an apartment. Look at it the same way. Many of us is renting houses and apartments. Same thing with even getting a room. You're liable for any damages. So if you go in there, if you move in, you see damages, you're going to let the owner know. You're going to let the house owner, the homeowner, apartment owner, whatever it is, you're going to let them know that these damages are there. So they're going to need to address them and make sure that you're not going to get charged for them whenever it's time to move out. You don't want them taking your deposit. So look at it the same way. When you're talking with the fleet owner, ask questions. Write down certain questions if you think you're going to forget them. Don't just go off the top of your head. Write down what you want to ask the fleet owner. And some of them should be basic, as I was stating earlier. You need to know your rate per mile. If there's a fuel surcharge, are you getting paid accessorials? Are you getting relocate money? Who pays for gas? Who pays for tolls? You know, who pays for repairs, maintenance, insurance, all those things. You want to know the answer to all of those things. You want to know every single detail. If you're needing certain time off, you know, obviously you're going to want to ask them about that. But have questions. You're interviewing the owner as well as the owner interviewing you, because at the end of the day, both of you are an independent contractor. You know, you're both your own business. So cover your ass. Make sure that you're being extremely thorough. I know I keep repeating that word thorough, but that's what you need to be. I can't stress enough the importance of this, because I see driver after driver after driver complaining, oh, they took this money from me, they said this was wrong, they took this money because they said that, they said that I moved too much, so they took money out of my check for deadheading. So if you're asking all of those questions ahead of time and you're getting it signed off on, that they're in agreement, that you guys are understood what exactly is expected, then the less problems you're going to have when you part ways. Everybody's in this to make money, so especially when you get the really bad fleet owners, you could really get screwed, man. I don't want to see that happen to any of you guys. So please do what you need to do. Do your due diligence. Be thorough. Have your questions ready. Interview them just as they're interviewing you. Don't be afraid. Don't be timid. Don't be desperate just to have a job, because just because you get out here on the road in a van does not mean you're making money. There's a lot more to it than just being, hey, I'm hired on as a driver. And then at the end of the week, you're used to a 40-hour week. You know that if you go to work each day, you're going to get a paycheck at the end of the week. This, you're at work every day, you're in this van on the road, but you're not getting paid every single day. So you need to understand what you're making. So and you need to understand what's expected of you by that fleet owner. Alright guys, I'm going to end this video. I hope this was helpful to some of you. Any questions, please feel free to ask.